Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So, we have the lovely, fabulous Lily Rivera here with us today. She has so many talents, so many different things that, working with kids, coaching at the collegiate level, just so many amazing things going on for her in her life. And when you first came to connect with me, Lily, what were some of the frustrations and challenges in your life that led you to want to do some work together?
Yeah, I would say the frustrations and challenges I was facing was that I was feeling a lot of anger and resentment, like I wasn't living up to my purpose, that I really didn't know where to go from here. We had connected maybe a couple months after graduating college, and I was just feeling very lost and had no
Mhm.
confidence in myself, truly.
For sure. And that's super common. I think a lot of people they're only thinking to that point of like, I graduate and then life should just happen. It should just
Yeah.
all come together for me. And it doesn't always happen that way. It's like, okay, well, what's the next steps? Where do I go from here? And so, what do you think were some of the main things? How did the program help you? How did the process that you and I worked together on help you?
The biggest thing that I take away from is just the confidence that I had inside of me, but didn't know how to bring out. Was the biggest
Mhm.
thing was how much that I had so much potential, but I didn't truly believe in myself or know that I could do it. So what we did was we did a lot of work of diving into, well, what does it mean to be confident? What does it mean to believe in yourself? And then also changing the mindset of how I was talking to myself in order to get to that point.
Mhm.
And it was a lot of I believe, I am, I will statements that really just changed my whole mindset into everything of life.
Yeah. And you had a very spectacular transformation. And just so everybody knows, this isn't typical for everybody. It's really you doing the work, you putting in the effort of going through the fire, I call it. So it's not dancing around the fire, it's going through the fire and doing the work that inner work that's required in order to get the results that you want and create the desired reality that you want. And you are literally living in your desired reality right now. Like, can you
Oh yeah.
share some of the things that happened? And this is another cool thing, folks. This is a year later, me talking to Lily. So this is like what the aftermath of all of it. So we worked together for a year, but then the aftermath is now over the past year, what has happened in your life since doing all of this work?
Yeah, so right after graduating college, I went to work at a company called KidStrong, and I was an assistant coach at Gordon College as well. And at KidStrong, I moved up through the ranks from just a regular coach to then I was a head coach to then general manager, then district general manager, and then
Mm.
regional manager. And it went from just like one step to the next, to the next, to the next. And I thought I was at a point where I was at my lowest, where I had no idea what I was doing. I was just going with the flow of life. And then my lifelong dream when I came to college was I wanted to be a college coach. And while doing that, while at KidStrong, I was an assistant coach at the same time. I was juggling crazy, like 80 plus hour weeks. And I went to the point where I was at the point where I'm here now and I am loving life. I am now the head softball coach for Gordon College. And now I have stepped away from Kid Strong, but I've learned what it's like to set boundaries for myself and
Yes.
making sure that I'm not working 80-hour weeks, that I'm making time for my family, my friends, myself, and for God. And those were the biggest
Mhm.
things that really just played a giant role in where I'm at now. Because I remember, Matt, there was times where we talked and I was like, I just want to be a head coach of a softball program. And we
Yep.
talked about, well, our time will come. We have to get there. We have to build off of it. And I can tell you right now that everything that Matt taught me in this program of believing in myself, of changing my mindset, is what got me to where I'm at now and where I'm able to teach young athletes and young women to believe in themselves and to know that they can do anything that they set their mind to. All they have to do is just change that mindset. And I
Woo.
come into work every day, and it doesn't even feel like I'm at work. Like, I'll tell you, for one, right now, my girls and I, we have 5 a.m. practice. I get up at 3 a.m. every day, and we are so full of joy and
Mhm.
excitement and just full on happiness to be together. The rest of the day is just so on fire and joyful, even though we're tired. we don't even feel it because we just woke up and we did what we love to do, where our passion's at, where our joy's at.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't even feel like I'm coming to work every day. Like it is just
Yeah.
something that I love to do. It's a passion, and I get the opportunity to just pour into this team, pour into these girls, and just make a difference in this program.
You can hear your passion. I love the ripple effect. Like I love the ripple effect of you creating the ripple effect in these women's lives. That's that's one of the best things ever, 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 ever. Um, and you've created other transformations in your own life, like finding relationships and things like that. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, actually, Matt totally pushed me out of my comfort zone. It was probably like our last month working together. Matt
Yeah.
goes, I think it's time for you to get yourself out there. And I remember being so reluctant. I was like, no way.
Yep.
I'm not gonna try a dating site. I'm not gonna put myself out there. Crazy story. So I met with Matt one week. The week after that, I gave it some thought and I was like, I guess I'll give it a week. I'll try it out. And one of the tasks that Matt gave me was look at a couple of dating sites, download a few of them, but then only delete the ones that like really resonate with you and just like your energy and your vibrations. And one of the ones that I picked was a Christian dating site called Upward. And I remember I was so reluctant. I downloaded it and then I put it away. And then the next night I was like, okay, I guess I'll make my profile. So then I made my profile and then I was like, all right, now I'm done. And I put it away. And then the next day I went and I was like, I guess I'll just start checking out. There's people on there. So I matched with my now current boyfriend and then I put it away. And then the next night, like this was all in 4 days. The next night, he messaged me. He used just the energy that I have, he had over text. And I was just in
Nice.
awe. We started texting. The next day, I deleted all the apps, and the rest is history. We're going to celebrate 10 months of dating this weekend, which we are so excited about. And this is just somebody who is he supports my passion. He loves the Lord as much as I do. He loves who I am and allows me to be the independent person that I am too, and how much I grow in that as well. And one of my biggest dreams, we remember talking about this, was I wanted a man who would come to my softball games and support me. And
Yep.
the coolest things is this man got up at 5 a.m. one day to drive with me to my first ever like
Let's go.
college game of coaching. He helped me set up the field, set up everything, and then was on the sidelines cheering for me. Realized I didn't have any food, brought me a sandwich, came back and he knows nothing about softball, but he was the first one cheering and the loudest one on the sidelines. And I have never been more happy in my life. And I know for a fact that like this is my forever guy. And
Mm.
it was something where I was so reluctant with Matt, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And then here I am with literally the love of my life, and anyone he's better than I could have ever prayed for, dreamed of, and just an incredible man that supports me in every way.
Goosebumps. Like just so cool. So cool on so many levels. Like, boy, is that guy a keeper. Like, like
He is.
that's unbelievable. And just this is one of my favorite parts, folks, is I remember the next call Lily and I had, she was like, she started the call, she said, I deleted the apps. And I go, what happened? She was like, oh, I found a guy we're dating now. I'm like, what? It was so quick and so fast. Like I said, folks, it doesn't happen like that for everybody. But I think the most important thing to take away from this is that this was an inside out transformation, folks. This was an inside out transformation. The inner work created this outer reality for Lily. And it was her going in and doing this stuff, doing this work. And that's a tribute to you and your dedication to not only yourself, to God, to you stepping into what you're here to do, to live in your dharma, to live in your passion, to live in this, um, to create this amazing life. Because anybody can do it, and it does take the inner work to make this happen, to create the confidence, to create the ripple effect. So unbelievably proud of you, and just so excited to see how this evolves and everything else. if you had words of wisdom for people that were on the fence or on the edge of doing this type of work, whether it's with me or somebody else, what is some words of wisdom or things you could share with them?
I would say do it so that you can find yourself and do it for nobody else. But just finding your true self-worth and everything that is how you believe in yourself, what you say to yourself. I would say, like, now that I have done the work and everything, it was hard. It was definitely hard, and I had a lot of challenges, and there was lots. I used to drive like an hour, almost like 3 to 4 hours a day, just traveling from job to job, and I'd be sitting in the car, and one of the things is I just sit and I'd wrestle and I'd talk to myself about the way I should be talking to myself, and it's worth it. Whether it's
Mhm.
a year from now or 10 years from now, I can tell you that my life is better, my kids' life's going to be better, and that generational trauma that comes with you is healing because I did the work now. And 3 generations from now, the kids are going to be super happy and joyful, and they're the struggles I had, they're hopefully not going to have because I stepped in and I did the work for myself, and I'm able to create not only a better reality for me, but for the person I'm with and my children someday and the girls that I have impacted every day. Like, all I got to say is just do it, say yes, do the work. And I remember when I first came in with Matt, like, I was hesitant. I was like, I have never done anything like this. I don't know.
Totally.
Even halfway through, I was like, I don't know, Matt. I don't know if I can
Yep.
do it. And I finished, and it is the best decision I ever made.
I love all of this. Thank you so much for sharing your story today. It is so powerful, so impactful. I'm on cloud nine just from hearing it. So I can only imagine what it's like living in your world. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate